good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, we often think of change as a clean upwards path. A return to who we were before things fell apart. But true change doesn't take us back to some familiar version of ourselves. Instead, asks us to step forward into the unknown, into the unfamiliar, to become someone created by what we've lived through, rather than untouched by it. True change is not a straight line. No, it's a spiral of revisiting, rethinking, but rebuilding who we are. We all love a good comeback story, right? The athlete that returns from injury stronger than ever. The student who fails a test and bounces right back. And the person who finds themselves after falling down and hitting rock bottom. We see this everywhere. Movies, books, TVs, podcasts, everything you can imagine. It's a cliche. And here's the thing. They're lying to you. How I actually see it, they're hurting you. Be honest, who actually goes out there and makes a meaningful, lasting change in their life after watching some movie or reading a book? These seconds that does not look like how it does in the movie, they quit. They start to think that something is wrong with them. These stories aren't even inspiring. They're just selective. They're about idealizing some 1% who made it back and ignoring those who didn't have the proper opportunity to. When you try and compare your life to the people that you see on social media, you are not comparing your life to reality, you are comparing it to a highlight reel. True change will rarely look the way that you expect. It's going to be painful, it will be messy, and it will be slow. But ultimately, it will be you. So to begin, let's start with the myth. As a society, we're taught that change is about bouncing back to be better. That with enough hard work, we can return to the version of ourselves before all the failure and before all those complications. This idea, this bland concept is wrong. Okay, throw it out. It is foolish. It's outlandish. It's telling us that we need to be someone untouched by the things that we have lived through. You need to utilize it. Understand what it is telling you and know that healing is about patience and honesty, not just speed and pure strength. And like I've said, I don't think that change is linear. It's a tangled web. It goes back and forth. It goes side to side, up, down, but it stays still sometimes too. You're gonna revisit the same things over and over and over again until it's right. But the spiral makes people uneasy. It makes them uncomfortable. With a straight line, you can measure it. You can control it. The spiral, you can't do that. You're gonna reface, and you're gonna come back to your struggles and your doubts and your insecurities time and time again. It's not backtracking, but depth. You're just meeting with a little bit more awareness. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever felt like you're meant to be over it, whatever it was. Okay, good to see we have some hands there. It's tough, right? People are always saying things like, oh, don't worry, it's okay, you'll be over it soon. Yeah, real tough. This is because society has given us deadlines for our pain and our suffering. At a certain point, you are meant to be over it. And if you aren't, people start to get uneasy. They start to get a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe you do feel ashamed for struggling. That is a very real thing. I have been there before. Many people have been there before. But it's in those moments where we attempt to hide, scurry away, retreat into darkness. That is where the real transformation takes place. Growth doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it's about sitting with your discomfort just long enough to understand it. So let me take you back to November of 2024. It was there when I underwent a major surgery and operation on my shoulder that would render me basically unable to do physical contact and sports for about 6 months. It was limbo. It felt like hell, personally, to me. And it wouldn't be until May 2025 that I was actually able to do any proper physical activity or contact activity outside of some warm-ups and stretches. I was stuck to this very strict guideline. But those who know me well know that that did not stop me from wanting to rush through things and just speed right on past. But I understood that I needed to take my time. I needed to sit down and go through it bit by bit. So as I started physio in the new year, the spiral idea actually came to me in this process. Because physio does not work in a straight line. There would be days when I could stretch more and days where I could barely match it. This did not mean that I was failing or backtracking. This just meant that my body was adapting. Physio is like a violent ocean of strong, tall waves hurling at you. The second you overcome a challenge, you're not back up at the top. You're at the bottom, trying to mount the next ones coming at you in the dangerous ocean of life. But why do we understand that our bodies and our muscles need time to heal after an injury when we do not give that same support to our minds? When I understood that, the spiral stopped becoming an idea, but it actually became sort of a reality. I think the reason that I came back so well, I don't want to use the word bounced back, but came back, re-entered, was because I took the time to understand not just what I was going through, but the messiness of it all, the complications, the repeated doubts and fears, and allowed myself to move forward with increased purpose. And that is the kind of change that lasts. But we don't post that kind of change on social media. We don't give it a cool collage, a soundtrack, a tagline, hashtag I'm back. Why would we? It's personal. It's you. It's not the world's, but it is directly you. And the second that you are unable to do that, you're unable to brag and boast about all that change and that awesome comeback you just came, like Rocky, like a movie star, people start to think that it does not count. Some might say that if our transformation isn't visible, tangible, widespread, everyone can see it, and it is not real. And that's why I'm here today. I want you all to challenge that. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. But do it for that one kid who's scared, who is alone, who feels like what they have done is not enough. The moment that we're able to normalize the ideas on non-linear growth and change, we can open up our minds to more patience, humility, responsibility, but ultimately respect. Respect for our peers, our neighbors, the world, those around us, but the most important kind of respect for ourselves. Maybe change isn't something that we can grasp. Maybe it's something that catches up to us, most of the time unexpectedly, of course, but in the end it will find us, no matter what point of your life you're in. Maybe it's choosing to show up again. Maybe it's just choosing not to give up when no one would blame you if you did. But the spiral demands participation. It demands a willingness to return and to face the struggles that have plagued you over and over and over again. You can't rush that participation. Because it's a choice. A quiet, and oftentimes invisible choice that is repeated. But those choices stack up and up and up and up, taking you to new heights. You cannot speed past it. What you try and skip waits for you on the next turn of the spiral. It rears its ugly head, looks at you, and tries to come back at you again. I think that the real issue is that some of you aren't stuck. But you've just built this entire identity around your struggle. I've been there. I've had that before. Any issue that happens, oh, it's because of this. Late to class because of this. Something goes wrong in life because of this. I didn't achieve something because of this. It consumes your life, consumes every aspect of you, until there is nothing left but your struggle. And then take that away. Fix those problems. Ignore them. Remove them. Who are you? What are you? Instead of judging yourself, get curious. Ask, am I reacting the same way that I did last time? Or am I responding with increased awareness? Am I using the lessons of my past to understand the problems of my present? Because when you can answer that, you will not just understand where you've come from, nor where you are, but eventually where you will be. If there is one thing I would like to have you all here leave with tonight, it's that you don't have to bounce back. Make a miracle, put on a grand performance. Change is a trampoline. It is a process. If it is messy, it will be messy. If it is long, it will be long. If it is stressful, it will be stressful. If it is painful, it will be painful. But ultimately, it will be you, and you, and you, and you, and everyone here, because it, at the end, will be your truth. That is the transformation that will last a lifetime, last generations. That will continue on and on and on until our stories are etched into history. And we understand that we are moving into the truth of who we are becoming. Thank you very much. Have an amazing night.